Chapter 71 Declaration Come and Challenge Me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Stupid Captain, go faster, Zhang Chen is not joking. I'm already fast. Wang Yu could feel that his lungs could not keep up with the oxygen consumed by his body. This feeling was very painful. 10 seconds. Zhang Chen stared at the dark gold stone beetle that had dug 3 feet into the ground and pulled the trigger. The bullet instantly penetrated through layers of defense and reached the inside of the dark gold stone beetle's body, and then it was like a flower blooming in the center. It instantly aroused a strong reaction in its body and exploded completely. It's too late, lie down quickly. Wang Yu suddenly fell to the ground, and then used his body to press Su Yingying to protect her from harm. The violent vibration was like a worm crawling underground, and the surface of the surrounding 200 meters was lifted up. The fierce explosion completely destroyed the tunnel from the center, and a large number of black stone beetles were thrown away and fell half dead. The power of the explosion was compressed to the minimum under the dark gold stone beetle's body shell. The destructive power was not as exaggerated as imagined, but even so, Zhang Chen in the air was also violently shaken. 500 experience points gained. 150 bonus points gained. Zhang Chen raised his lips after the reward was credited. Wang Yu and Su Yingying, who were lying on the ground, seemed to have rolled around in a muddy swamp. Damn, Zhang Chen obviously wants to kill us. Su Yingying stood up and yelled at Zhang Chen like a madman, but Zhang Chen smiled, as he had already gotten what he wanted. Zhang Chen suddenly came to Su Yingying's side, stared at her closely and said, "Don't yell at me." Wang Yu immediately stood up and pulled Su Yingying to block her behind him. Zhang Chen curled his lips and said, "Those black stone beetles are half dead. I'm in a good mood now, you two can do whatever you want." Then Zhang Chen waved his hand and disappeared on his skateboard in front of the two. Wang Yu breathed a sigh of relief, and at that moment he really felt Zhang Chen's killing intent. "Yingying, I think you'd better not provoke him. You know this man is dangerous." Su Yingying snorted proudly. She was scared to death just now, but she was not happy with Zhang Chen's behavior. "Okay, finish your task quickly." There were dying black stone beetles all around. She and Wang Yu could kill them easily. Zhang Chen also completed the deal in the end. Of course, this deal was not voluntary on Zhang Chen's part. It was just because of the explosion around him that this result was caused. Zhang Chen has a lot of secrets. And those equipment, I must find a way to blackmail him if I have the chance. Su Yingying smiled evilly, but Wang Yu covered his forehead. Su Yingying is very smart, but she is also a very proud girl. Zhang Chen provoked her, and she tried every means to get it back. There may be a lot of trouble between the two in the future. Wang Yu is already worried about his future. Of course, Wang Yu actually has a lot of things to ask Zhang Chen, but unfortunately he has already gone far away. Wang Yu just likes this woman. Zhang Chen shook his head. People like Wang Yu are trustworthy. When he moves into the main plane in the future, he may need his help in many things. Besides, killing the two of them here will have a serious impact on evolution spire number 999. If Su Yingying is killed in front of him, he might go crazy. This is also one of the reasons why Zhang Chen tolerated it again and again. The single-soldier combat skateboard left the barren wilderness and headed towards the broken battlefield. The surrounding environment changed rapidly. Only the last third-level upper-level monster was left to obtain the authority of the Tower Master. There were only a few places in the broken battlefield that Zhang Chen had not been to, so Zhang Chen also went straight to the last place that had not been explored. Evolution Spire number 999 was peaceful at this time, and everyone was doing what they should do. But other evolution spires have already started a big melee. There are still many evolution spires that have not participated in the invasion operation plan. Suddenly, it seemed as if all of them were launched at the same time, and for a time, each evolution spire suffered heavy casualties. The verbal battle in the regional channel did not stop. Whether it was the loser or the winner, only 10 of the 100 evolutionary spires belonging to the Zhonghua family won in the end. It was a big defeat. Brothers and sisters of number 999, you must help us get revenge after entering the main plane. Damn Eagle Sauce, damn Dai Yi, and White Elephant Asen. Don't worry, our great god Zhang Chen will definitely help you get justice when the time comes. Zhang Chen. Great God. But you dare to call yourself a great god after winning 3 inferior evolutionary spires? You are just a sick man, teaching us a lesson. After entering the main plane, the first thing we will destroy is the number 999 evolutionary spire. Let you see no hope, men will be slaves, women will be prostitutes, just wait. That the war of words could not be stopped at all, but the voice of the Zhonghua family was obviously much weaker. They were all losers, and it was in vain to say anything. At this time, everyone hoped that Zhang Chen could speak out. After all, Zhang Chen was the man who won 3 evolutionary spires, only his words could control the situation. Otherwise, this bunch of rubbish will continue to be arrogant. Master Zhang Chen, please, go to the regional channel and say a few words. Yes, say a few words quickly. Zhang Chen saw these words and said in the chat channel, we are small in number, and there are chat restrictions in the regional channel. What's the use of saying it? Master Zhang Chen, that's not what you said. At least let others see and hear your voice. This way everyone will have the confidence to compete with those smashers in the main plane. Master Zhang Chen, if you tell them about your current state, they will definitely have more confidence in the future. You don't want to end up with no one around you, right? Okay. Zhang Chen finally agreed to everyone's request. Of course, whether his words can have an effect is not his concern. Next, Master Zhang Chen of Evolution Spire number 999 is ready to speak. Brothers of the Chinese family, please be quiet. That the joint screen of Evolution Spire number 999 created conditions and opportunities for Zhang Chen. Everyone, I'm Zhang Chen. I'm now level 10, with 300 combat power points. I'm not interested in trash, but if some trash stands in my way, I'll eliminate it. I accept any form of challenge, and trash are welcome to take action anytime, anywhere. You can do it now. My number 999 evolution spire is just in the gap of the invasion plan. After Zhang Chen finished speaking, the regional chat channel fell into silence for a few seconds. No one spoke. Good. Great. Master Zhang Chen is relieved. 300 combat power points. My God, is this going to take off? That the kings of other evolutionary spires were all terrified by Zhang Chen's 300 combat power points. You know, their maximum is only about 150 points, and Zhang Chen is twice as much as them. At level 10, 300 points, he can fight a lower-level third-tier monster. No, even a middle-level monster can. How can he be so strong? Is he bragging? Who will challenge him? Don't be ridiculous. Who dares to provoke him? I think it's only Lord Adam. Chapter 72 Reward Rabbit Large Prey. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No matter what the other people in the Evolution Spire say, Zhang Chen has already done what he wants to do, so he no longer pays attention to the quarrels in the regional channel. Improve yourself, don't waste time, only in this way can you become stronger. Late at night, Zhang Chen rushed to the broken battlefield, and was only 10 minutes away from the location he had not explored. Put away the skateboard and throw it in the main god space to recharge. Zhang Chen lay on the tree to rest and eat food. There was no rush to kill the last third-level upper-level monster. As long as you find it, killing it is not a problem, but even if you kill it yourself, others can't reach level 10 in a short time, so there is no point in being anxious. It is best to rest at night. People's vision is also limited in the dark, which is not suitable for night battles. Zhang Chen rested, but then a monster aroused his interest. The monster was very small, like a rabbit, watching Zhang Chen eat barbecue and drooling. The reward rabbit appears randomly. If you trigger its conditions in a certain way, you can get a random task. Some way. Zhang Chen originally grabbed the pistol and prepared to kill the rabbit, but then gave up killing it directly after thinking about the triggering conditions again and again. This heaven is quite humane. Zhang Chen couldn't help but complain. Most settings require killing something or destroying something to get benefits, but this heaven takes a different approach. It seems that there are other conditions that can be triggered besides killing. At least in this random trigger condition, it should definitely not be killing this rabbit. Looking at its drooling appearance, Zhang Chen casually threw the piece of meat in his hand. This rabbit should be able to eat meat, right? Zhang Chen's doubts were instantly dispelled by the performance of the reward rabbit. It opened its bloody mouth and ate nearly a pound of barbecue in one bite, and it continued to stare at Zhang Chen with its blood-red eyes. Not satisfied, Zhang Chen had no choice but to throw away all the food on the barbecue grill. Although the reward rabbit is very small, it can eat more than Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen fed the whole wild boar before the reward rabbit burped. At the same time, the heavenly reminder suddenly came, and the reward rabbit jumped and disappeared. Reminder: start the first general mission, hunting large targets at night. All participants who cause effective damage can get 1,000 experience points. Starting from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, if the hunting fails, the participant will be deducted 1,000 experience points. Direct kills can get an additional 1,000 experience points. The coordinates will be announced in 1 hour. The sudden reminder of the heavenly way made everyone in the 999th evolution spire dumbfounded. It came suddenly without any signs. Large target. 1,000 experience points. Fuck, we have to find a way to continue. Anyone who causes an effective attack can get 1,000 experience points. How many second-level monsters do we have to kill to get 1,000 experience points? The final killer can get 2,000 experience points. Damn, this is too much. Happiness comes so suddenly. Brothers, take a good rest, and start on time at 12 o'clock. Zhang Chen was also stunned in the same place. He didn't expect that he would get a task for all after feeding a rabbit. However, Zhang Chen didn't expect much for this task. It's just a reward of experience points. 1,000 points is not much, but this 1,000 points is definitely an explosive experience point for others. It only takes 10,000 experience points to go from level 9 to level 10. If you do this task 10 times, you will be promoted to level 10 immediately. Everyone rested for an hour, and the coordinates of the large prey were indeed announced. There are 5 large targets in total, located in the peaceful forest, broken battlefield, barren wilderness, winter peak, and black mist lake. The large prey covers the entire area, giving everyone a chance to attack it without wasting too much time on the road. It is now about 10 o'clock, and everyone has 2 hours to move to the vicinity of the coordinates after the coordinates are announced. In Zhang Chen's opinion, this is like a bonus level, and I am afraid that the strength of the large prey will not be that strong. Soon everyone rushed to the vicinity of the coordinates. Although Zhang Chen has no interest in hunting, he is a little interested in it, so he also moved to the vicinity of the coordinates in the broken battlefield. Zhang Chen hid aside, and his appearance would only cause a commotion, so in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, it is better to stay away from this group of people. Everyone stayed at the coordinates and rubbed their hands, waiting for the so-called large prey to appear. Wow, so many people are here. Haha, the more people there are, the easier it is to kill this thing. Anyway, everyone can get 1,000 experience points, except for the final kill. It's almost the same. Well, but I guess the final kill should be Zhang Hailan. Yeah, it seems that Zhang Hailan is determined to win this time, and the circle around him is all his subordinates. Zhang Hailan has long silver hair and looks very handsome, like a movie star, with many fans around him, but at this time, all the people standing with him are men, not a single woman. He was talking to the people around him, and his expression looked very serious. Zhang Hailan, ranked 7th. Zhang Chen casually looked at Zhang Hailan, who had long silver hair and was like a moon surrounded by stars. Lord, scan Zhang Hailan. Level, 9, 8,000 to 10,000. Intelligence, 12. Mental strength, 15. Cell vitality, 150. Nerve reaction speed, 150. Muscle tissue strength, 170. Immunity strength, 90. Comprehensive combat power score, 140. Talent, control of electromagnetics. Skill, strong energy pulse. Average strength. After Zhang Chen briefly evaluated Zhang Hailan, he lost interest. Here, Zhang Hailan ranks the highest and has the most people around him. Basically, he should be the one to kill in the end. After killing a large prey, you can upgrade to level 10, the top 10 people should be about the same. It depends on who can kill the large prey first, and who can be promoted to level 10 first. However, there is no reward for this upgrade, but it can determine how many younger brothers they can absorb. It's almost time. That I don't know who shouted, and Zhang Chen, who had been resting with his eyes closed, immediately opened his eyes. At this moment, a shadow appeared on the ground, and then a huge cocoon-like thing emerged from the shadow. The huge black cocoon was beating like a heart, emitting a temperature higher than the surrounding. Do it! Zhang Hailan activated his innate skill without hesitation. A strong electromagnetic pulse shot out from his hands. The electromagnetic pulse exploded like a substance, and it really left a wound on the huge black cocoon. After Zhang Hailan took the first step, the others also rushed to use their strongest skills to hit the black cocoon. I always feel something is wrong. Will this thing hatch something? Zhang Chen looked at the huge black cocoon constantly shrinking and beating, and he was worried. It's okay to kill it, but what if I can't kill it within 4 hours? Chapter 74 Big Skeleton General, the last one. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Master Zhang Chen. Other people's reactions were of course different from Zhang Hailan's. In their opinion, Zhang Chen was simply a god who came from heaven. He only used one move to kill the ancient Tyrannosaurus in front of him and resolved the crisis. In fact, after fighting for more than half an hour, several people had died. The appearance of Zhang Chen prevented the possibility of more sacrifices. At this time, the survivors basically got 1,000 experience points, and of course there was no objection to Zhang Chen's quick killing of the ancient Tyrannosaurus. In fact, they could not see that the ancient Tyrannosaurus was already in a dying state. It was also impossible to see that Zhang Hailan could successfully solve the ancient Tyrannosaurus in the next move. On the contrary, all the benefits and reputation went to Zhang Chen. Master Zhang Chen, thank you. Master Zhang Chen is great. Master Zhang Chen, you are so amazing. Under the voices praising Zhang Chen, the veins on Zhang Hailan's forehead became more and more twisted, and his nails almost embedded blood in his palm. He was even about to burst out. At this time, Zhang Chen even looked at Zhang Hailan provocatively, with a smile on his lips. Hailan. Two hands grabbed Zhang Hailan's shoulders, and then they shook their heads and whispered seriously, no. Zhang Hailan gritted his teeth and said angrily, I know. Zhang Chen has been paying attention to Zhang Hailan's movements. As long as he takes a step forward, he can kill him. Zhang Hailan is also one of the few people who have awakened B-level talents. Killing him can directly obtain a C-level reward authority. Why not? It's a pity that he was suppressed by the younger brother around him. Still smart. The sky gradually began to brighten. After Zhang Chen solved the ancient Tyrannosaurus, he slowly left under the gaze of everyone. Ha! Zhang Hailan breathed a sigh of relief, and the scar on his face was slightly painful. Hailan, just from the one move he just showed, you should know that we are no match for him. The smile on its mouth was obviously trying to entice you to do it. I know everything. Stop talking, let's go. I still need 1,000 experience points. I have to reach level 10 soon. Everyone was helpless, but they could clearly feel Zhang Hailan's unwillingness. With the bonus of these 1,000 experience points, many people are not far from level 10, it's just that the ranking of the top 100 has not changed much. After all, almost everyone has received these 1,000 experience points. The only big difference is the change in the top 10. At this time, Zhang Chen is still ranked first. The second is Li Ming, and there is no change. The third is Wang Yu. The original third place Fan Tianao fell to fourth place, fifth place Li Tianzhua, sixth place Gu Jie, seventh place Zhou Hui, eighth place Zhang Hailan, ninth place Yuan Chen, 10th place Su Yingying. This is also the first time that Su Yingying has been in the top 10, and she is also the first woman to be in the top 10. It's really nice to be under a big tree. Zhang Chen exchanged an alarm system, and then went to sleep. It was already noon when he woke up, eat and drink, and live a happy life. Other people don't have his calmness. First, the matter of Zhang Chen's promotion to level 10 is weighing on his head. Second, everyone's strength can't reach Zhang Chen's level. Even the top 10 in the rankings are not strong enough to face the second-level upper-level monsters, let alone the third-level monsters, so everyone is scrambling to find ways to improve themselves. On the contrary, Zhang Chen is an idle person. After eating, he walked leisurely towards the last unexplored area, and in half a day, 6 of the top 10 have been promoted to level 10 and won the title of leaving the rookie. Zhang Chen also realized that some titles are unique, while some titles can be obtained by everyone. The broken battlefield is full of corpses and weathered weapons, but there are few buildings. The remaining unchecked area was a dilapidated gathering place. However, the tents that were temporarily built for the march were now only left with a few skeletons. When Zhang Chen stepped into this area, the skeletons slowly stood up from the weeds, holding their weapons and slowly approaching Zhang Chen. Skeleton soldiers, second-level upper-level monsters, fragile but fast. There were several skeleton soldiers among the skeletons, but that was not a problem. The red flame blade turned into a fire dragon in Zhang Chen's hand, shuttling between these skeletons. Although the skeleton soldiers were more powerful, they were still not Zhang Chen's enemies. It was like a raging fire, and Zhang Chen solved these skeletons and several skeleton soldiers in a flash, shaking the flame of the sword blade. Zhang Chen looked at the distance, and more skeletons stood up in rows. Like zombies. Unfortunately, these skeletons can't be turned into my reward points. Zhang Chen chuckled and rushed up again. He was like a raging fire, harvesting the lives of these skeletons. You are already dead, dust to dust, earth to earth. Zhang Chen laughed grimly. A ball of flames danced on the grassland, and evil spirits retreated wherever they went. While Zhang Chen was killing people wantonly, a skeleton wearing armor and riding a skeleton warhorse rushed over from a distance. Big Skeleton General. A third-level upper-level monster with strong strength. He is a general in front of him. After his death, his soul will not disperse, and he will still lead thousands of troops. Talent skill, battlefield. The battlefield can change the surrounding environment and enhance the combat strength of Big Skeleton General. Come on. Zhang Chen laughed and the red flame blade instantly collided with the sword in the hands of Big Skeleton General, making a clanging sound. While sparks flew, the warhorse under the crotch of Big Skeleton General neighed and kicked Zhang Chen with his legs. Zhang Chen turned over to avoid it, and hit the warhorse's head with his other hand, smashing its skull head to pieces. The skeleton warhorse fell to the ground, and the Big Skeleton General turned over and got off the horse and roared. Zhang Chen only felt that the surrounding golden swords and iron horses were breathtaking, as if countless soldiers were attacking him. The moment Zhang Chen was distracted, the general came over with a sword. At the critical moment, Zhang Chen unlocked the gene lock and avoided the knife that the Big Skeleton General chopped at his neck. Although he dodged the fatal attack, his body still suffered from the knife attack. His outer clothes were torn, revealing the combat uniform inside. The combat uniform suffered a lot of damage and protected Zhang Chen's body. Even so, Zhang Chen's body flew out as if he was hit by a shell. The surrounding grass was lifted by Zhang Chen's body, revealing the yellow soil underneath. After spitting out the weeds in his mouth, Zhang Chen stood up and launched an attack. The weapons of both sides were exchanged. The skills of the Big Skeleton General are much stronger than other third-level upper-level monsters. He was a powerful warrior when he was alive, and his martial arts did not fall after his death. He even became stronger with this immortal body. Fighting with the Big Skeleton General, Zhang Chen felt inexplicably refreshed. There was no pressure to face the huge monster, and there was no trouble with various strange tricks. It was just a simple competition of skills to see who was better. It seems that you must have been the one who unlocked the gene lock before you. Let me see more skills. Chapter 75 The City of the Past. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The battle between Zhang Chen and the general lasted 15 minutes. It wasn't until Zhang Chen felt that the limit time of the gene lock had reached that he turned on the final mode. Red Lotus Flower. Bone is always bone. Although the armor outside your body is strong enough to help you make up for part of the fragility of your body, everything will be burned under the bursting flames. The flame flowers erupted under the sword of the Big Skeleton General, and the surging flames enveloped the Big Skeleton General's body. In the flames, the Big Skeleton General wanted to continue to resist, and continued to wave the combat weapon in his hand to attack Zhang Chen, but Zhang Chen cut his bones with a sword after passing through his body, and the big skeleton was split into two. The burning flames slowly extinguished, and the bones turned into ashes. Zhang Chen's battle with the Big Skeleton General only consumed physical strength, and he was only slashed at the beginning. Congratulations on completing the Tower Master mission. You have obtained the title of Tower Master. You can open some management rights of the Evolution Spire, and also open the Evolution Spire permanently. Congratulations on winning the title of Tower Master. I will be rewarded with 5 points of personal luck. Tiandao's reminder was still non-emotional, and Zhang Chen was not too excited. This was just a matter of course, and to settle in the main plane, only the last condition of all members reaching level 10 is left to be fulfilled. After releasing the gene lock, Zhang Chen trembled slightly, and then saw a shining key on the corpse of the big skeleton general. Hint, the key to the city of the past, possessing it can open the door to the city of the past. There are many treasures hidden in the city of the past, but the city of the past only exists once in each evolutionary spire. Within 48 hours after getting the key, the city of the past will appear in the current plane. Whether you can enter the city of the past, whether you can find the city of the past, all depends on luck. The city of the past fell asleep along with the long river, and reappeared when it came and went again. Zhang Chen waved his hands and took the hot key in his hand. The moment he held the key, numbers seemed to appear in front of Zhang Chen's eyes, and the 48 hours began to count. There has to be a direction, right? Zhang Chen frowned, unsure of which direction he should look for. Wait a minute and think calmly. Zhang Chen calmed himself down. If he couldn't find it, there would be no point in saving these few minutes. Getting the key means you have the chance to find the former city within 48 hours. This also confirms that under his own extreme movement state, the city of the past can be reached within 48 hours, there is no need for heaven to place the former city in a place that is impossible to reach in 2 days and 2 nights, then there would be no point in getting the key. I have a combat skateboard, which is more than 10 times faster than ordinary people, so I have more time to explore. Heaven is not omniscient and omnipotent, it only operates under certain rules, so the possibility of me finding the city of the past is more than 10 times that of ordinary people. At most, it's just in this area. Zhang Chen thought for a while and realized that the city of the past must be in the shattered battlefield, but it was hard to say where it was. Walk. The city of the past fell asleep along with the long river, and reappeared when it came and went again. Zhang Chen chewed it repeatedly in his mouth. This sentence must be a hint of where the city of the past appeared. But I couldn't translate it myself. The individual combat skateboard was gliding at low altitude. Zhang Chen ran in a large circle, almost circling the entire broken battlefield, but still found nothing. The sun was setting and it was getting dark soon. As a last resort, Zhang Chen spoke in the chat channel. I have a sentence here. If any of you can decipher it, I can reward you with a high-level armor. Is it stupid? Acrostic poem. Wairuwei, what on earth are you talking about? Advanced armor. I really want it. Master Zhang Chen, please tell me. He looks very interesting. Yes, I also like to guess riddles. Maybe I can help Master Zhang Chen. The city of the past fell asleep along with the long river, and reappeared when it came and went again. That's it. If any of you can figure out the answer, I will give him a high-level armor. At the same time, you only have 10 hours to solve the problem. If you exceed 10 hours, the problem will be invalid. Whoever finds the answer PM me. Of course, I will also evaluate your answers myself, and at the end I will announce the final correct answer and the person who provided the answer. This is also to show fairness, lest you and I deceive you with the answers. Haha, how is that possible? Master Zhang Chen, we believe you 100%. Okay, stop talking, let's quickly find a way to solve the problem. At that time, the chat channel became quiet, and everyone was solving problems. I already know. Su Yingying smiled and said happily as she watched Wang Yu kill a monster. You know. What do you know? Of course it means what Zhang Chen said. Did you know? So quickly. I don't have a clue, no matter what I think, it's useless. So you're just big-muscled and simple-minded. Then don't be pretentious and just tell Zhang Chen quickly. I can also get a high-end armor, which is just right for you to wear for self-defense. Su Yingying shook her head and said, no hurry, I have to tell him about this at the last minute, so that I can maximize my benefits. Aren't you afraid that someone else will tell Zhang Chen the answer first? Wang Yu laughed and said, although you are very smart, others are not stupid either. TSK. Although I don't want to admit that Zhang Chen is very smart, the fact is that he is indeed very smart. If he can't think of the answer, many people can't think of it either. Of course, my wisdom is far beyond his. Counting it up, I should be at the limit of ordinary people, right? Another point is that Zhang Chen set a time limit. Maybe to some extent he guessed something in his mind, but it was not certain or clear enough. That's why he needs to rely on the power of others, or to use my brain. He actually just wants to get my answer. Su Yingying chuckled, very confident in her IQ and wisdom. Then what is the answer? Wang Yu came over, took a sip of water and looked at Su Yingying's beautiful face. I won't tell you. If I tell you, you will definitely tell Zhang Chen. Then I will lose the chance to blackmail him. After Zhang Chen sent that message, he stopped moving and stayed where he was, waiting for the answers from others. In about half an hour, answers came into his private message column one after another, but most of these answers were groundless guesses, without any reference value or meaning. These guys, they don't know anything, but they want to fill in the gaps. He shook his head helplessly, and now he only hoped that Su Yingying would contact him. As for the others, he no longer had any hope. Chapter 76 Answer. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There were less than 500 people, and basically everyone had guessed once. Unfortunately, after Zhang Chen eliminated them, no answer could be used. At this time, there were less than 20 minutes left before the time limit of 10 hours. At night, Zhang Chen made a fire and ate barbecue, with fruit on the side. Eat a bite of barbecue, eat a bite of apple. This woman really intends to calculate me. She hasn't contacted me until now. She intends to raise the price. Zhang Chen's face was a little ugly, although he guessed this result during the long wait, but this matter still made him very unhappy. Zhang Chen. Just as Zhang Chen was waiting, Su Yingying's private message came over. The two sides seemed to be looking at each other from a distance. Just say it directly. I know what you mean. I hope you don't go too far. Zhang Chen looked at the fire, although he was unhappy, but he also knew that Su Yingying would definitely ask for a high price. Su Yingying was beside Wang Yu and repeated Zhang Chen's words to Wang Yu. Wang Yu said, "It's really easy to deal with smart people like you. He guessed your intention right away. But I still want to advise you to remember this man's tolerance and never challenge his bottom line. If he makes things difficult for us, then our entire team will be in trouble." Wang Yu talked to Su Yingying with concern, fearing that she would do something that Zhang Chen could not bear. Don't worry. I know my limits. Su Yingying was confident. Zhang Chen, I can give you the answer you want, but in addition to the high-level armor, I have 2 more questions to ask you. If you think this deal is okay, then we will trade, but if not, then forget it. Zhang Chen looked up at Mingyue and sent a message, okay, but how can I ensure your authenticity? You must tell me first. No problem, of course I can tell you first. After all, you, the great god Zhang Chen, can't go back on your word. After all, everyone in the 999th evolution spire knows about this matter. It really violates the rules you set. You must be embarrassed. Zhang Chen sneered, you want to threaten me with this matter? Then you can try it. No, I dare not. I'm just reminding you kindly. Su Yingying said, don't say too much nonsense. I don't have much time left. I don't want you to regard my answer as invalid because of the timeout. Zhang Chen threw a few firewood, and the fire burned more vigorously. It is true that only women and villains are difficult to raise. Shaking his head, Su Yingying was too smart. He did have the idea of delaying time, but she said it. The city of the past slept with the long river, and appeared when the river and the moon met. Zhang Chen, how about you look up at the sky? Zhang Chen looked up, the moon was hanging high in the sky, and the stars were shining. Star River. Zhang Chen quickly guessed what Su Yingying meant. You mean the long river refers to the Star River? And when the river and the moon meet, it refers to the alternation of the sun and the moon. The city of the past disappeared with the Star River at night, and appeared when the moon rose and the sun rose. Yes, but not entirely. Su Yingying smiled and said, it should appear when the sun sets and the moon rises. And the direction where the sun sets should be the direction where it appears. Why? Zhang Chen didn't understand this point. According to his understanding, it should appear at dawn, but Su Yingying said it was sunset and the moon rose. Zhang Chen, the sunset, do I need to explain it? Of course, if you are worried, you can pay more attention to it yourself. I guess your task is time-limited, right? So you are stuck in seeking the answer before dawn 10 hours later. You guessed it yourself, but you are just not sure. You want to find me to verify it. Of course, the result of the verification now is that my answer is correct. Zhang Chen ignored what Su Yingying said. The so-called sunset seemed to wake him up, and he suddenly became clear. The dawn belongs to the future, while the sunset belongs to the past. The city of the past is like a touch of red that falls coldly, recalling the past, but it will sleep forever after the night comes. Yes, it is true. After a long time, Zhang Chen figured it out and replied to Su Yingying. Master Zhang Chen, you can give me the things after entering, but can you answer the questions I want to ask now? Wait until I confirm it first. Zhang Chen ignored Su Yingying, and Su Yingying stamped her feet in anger. Wang Yu was full of admiration for the conversation between Su Yingying and Zhang Chen, let alone Su Yingying. Zhang Chen understood everything at once, which was beyond his reach. It seems that your conversation is so confusing, but after analysis, it turns out to be so simple. Zhang Chen is a smart man as I thought, but he is also very stingy. Su Yingying gritted her teeth and said, I have been very restrained. Okay, don't be angry, it's late at night, take a rest quickly, and strive to reach level 10 tomorrow. Humph. What the hell is he looking for? The city of the past must be a good place. It's a pity that I don't know where he is now, otherwise I will definitely find him. Let's go and take a look. Su Yingying shook her head and sighed, and then lay down helplessly. Wang Yu stayed beside her and smiled gently. This girl wanted to compete with her in everything. She had a strong desire to win, and Zhang Chen couldn't sleep tonight. He wanted to wait for the arrival of dawn. Despite the mutual verification with Su Yingying, he didn't dare to miss this time. After all, there were only 48 hours, 2 opportunities for dawn and 2 opportunities for sunset. Zhang Chen didn't want to miss even one. At dawn, Zhang Chen immediately stepped on the single-soldier combat skateboard and flew towards the rising sun. After flying for several hours, he got nothing. The sun in the sky was already high, emitting warmth. Sure enough, dawn is wrong. Then there is only sunset left. Zhang Chen waited for the sunset and didn't want to do anything. Some people began to rise to level 10 one after another, and the way of heaven reminded most people to leave the rookie. My luck is pretty good. If I had settled in the main plane earlier, I might have missed the reward of the city of the past. Zhang Chen occasionally killed some blind monsters, and moved with the movement of the sun, walking on the broken battlefield. As the sun moves westward, the things Zhang Chen is looking forward to more and more are about to come. The key of the city of the past in his hand emits a dazzling and brilliant light in the sunset. There is only a touch of red in the sky, and through the key, a towering city emitting the breath of the past appears in front of Zhang Chen like a mirage. Only those who hold the key and solve the puzzle of the city of the past can see this solid and majestic city. It emits a dazzling golden light in the sunset, waiting for qualified adventurers. Zhang Chen can't wait to run towards the city of the past, and the key in his hand melts and turns into a golden light that covers Zhang Chen. When Zhang Chen approaches the city, the golden light generated by the key flickers, interacts with the city, and absorbs Zhang Chen as if blending. Chapter 77 Enter. You are listening at novelfull.audio. His feet landed on the ground, and the light from his body dissipated. If it weren't for the key, I'm afraid the space from outside the city into the city could easily tear any creature apart. Zhang Chen looked at the city of the past curiously. Looking around, the former city does not look like a place where ordinary people live, but more like a war fortress. The dome above is blocked and out of reach. The building is like a steel forest without any warmth. Just when Zhang Chen was about to Move forward, a handsome young man appeared in front of him. Only those with the key can enter the city of the past. Everyone who enters the city of the past will have a chance to get an A-level treasure chest. A-level treasure chest. Zhang Chen was slightly moved, but then felt that it was not worth it. After all, he had to go through all the trouble to get the A-level treasure chest, which was indeed a bit stingy. Who are you? Are you not human? Zhang Chen looked at the young man in front of him and couldn't sense anyone's breath on him. As you may think, I am not a human being, but the manager of this former city, a weapon spirit. Oh. It is said that the treasures of heaven and earth have spirits and will choose their masters. Is there still a treasure in this former city? It's true, this whole city is a treasure. Qi Ling admitted with a smile and then said, but it has nothing to do with you. Although what Qi Ling said was unpleasant, Zhang Chen didn't have a bad temper. He is not yet confident enough to kill the weapon spirit and rob the entire former city with his own strength. Just by the weapon spirit standing here, he already felt great pressure. By passing my 2 tests, you can get an A-level treasure chest. If you pass the 2 tests successfully, you can also get additional rewards. Extra bonus? What's the extra bonus? You'll find out when you pass the level. Now you have 2 choices, either turn around and go back, or pass my test. Of course, since there are rewards, there are risks, and people may die. Do you choose to turn back or move forward? Qi Ling looked at Zhang Chen with a smile on his face, but it was extremely indifferent. Of course I choose to move forward. There is no reason to enter Baoshan and come back empty-handed, right? The weapon spirit nodded and said, the tests are divided according to levels, and I will arrange a 10-level test for you. Zhang Chen was secretly happy. Although he was only at level 10, he was probably much better than people at level 15 or higher. Level cannot measure one's combat effectiveness at all, and it has no reference value at all. By the way, what are you good at? The weapon spirit suddenly turned around and asked. I'm good at strength and speed. Zhang Chen answered uncertainly. Is this weapon spirit planning to set levels based on what he is good at? This would be more beneficial to me. The weapon spirit looked thoughtful and said, well, then we have to avoid the options of strength and speed. Qi Ling's words shocked Zhang Chen. He didn't expect that this guy wanted to plot against him. Who are these people? Other people's weapon spirits are all good and bad, but this guy is not good at all, and he doesn't want to get any benefits at all. Okay, come with me. Qi Ling seemed to have finished thinking and led Zhang Chen to a gate. After you enter, there are 2 rooms in total. The rules are written on the door. You can read it yourself. I'll wait for you to pass. Qi Ling disappeared after leaving these words, leaving Zhang Chen messy in the wind at the door. Fuck. If I have the chance, I will kill it. Zhang Chen pushed open the door and walked into the room. There was another door inside. There was a note taped to the door. If you step on the right path in the first level, you will succeed. If you fail, you will be swallowed by the wrong path. Please choose carefully. A simple sentence determined Zhang Chen's fate, which made Zhang Chen very unhappy. In short, Zhang Chen felt unhappy after seeing this weapon spirit. After opening the door, Zhang Chen was angry, but he was not carried away. Instead, he calmly and carefully observed the road. The room is somewhat similar to a Japanese-style tatami, but the shape of the tatami is different. It is about 50 steps away from the next door. On either side of the room are 2 stones that radiate energy. Is this stone a reward? Zhang Chen frowned slightly. The risk of not getting the reward was smaller. Wanting a reward was double the risk, but wanting to get both stones was multiple times the risk. One wrong step and you could be in jeopardy. After carefully observing the tatami, Zhang Chen didn't intend to leave until he was sure. Anyway, there was no time limit for this level. Tatami mats have different shapes, but some are the same. Is this the standard? No, that's not right. The distance is too far. It's impossible to move forward by jumping, right? Zhang Chen was in trouble. This weapon spirit had indeed chosen a level for him where both strength and speed were almost useless. He didn't know what would happen if he made the wrong move, and Zhang Chen didn't dare to gamble. It would be nice if someone was here at this time, so that others can act as scapegoats to explore the way, and also make plans. After a long time, Zhang Chen didn't have any clue. In front of his eyes, the door was completely open, and he could choose any tatami on a line to move forward. There are 6 tatami mats in total. It's not the same as a maze. It's even harder than a maze. If you go the wrong way in the maze, you can turn back, but you can't turn back here and you will die. Ha! Zhang Chen's brows slowly relaxed, and then he walked towards one of the tatami mats with great confidence. The tatami mat under Zhang Chen's feet sank slightly, without any change. Then Zhang Chen continued to move forward, taking every step confidently, without any pause or hesitation. Zhang Chen became more and more confident as he walked, and he had already walked to the left wall and successfully got the glowing red stone. The middle-level fire element stone has a powerful fire element power and can replace its own energy. Element stone. Zhang Chen also touched this thing for the first time. It was warm in his hand and very comfortable. There is another one. Zhang Chen observed the ground for a while, and then walked towards the other wall. The tatami mat under his feet turned into a continuous color, and Zhang Chen got another green stone. The middle wind element stone has a strong wind element power and can replace its own energy. Another element stone. I don't know how much it is worth. Zhang Chen smiled. There were not many tatami left, but it was enough for him to step into the second room. The last tatami changed color under Zhang Chen's feet and sank. This Tetris design is really clever. Zhang Chen smiled. In fact, countless tatami were like countless Tetris. You only need to put the Tetris together at the angle you walk, and you can solve the problem of this room. So when Zhang Chen finished walking, all the Tetris changed color as if they were eliminated, leaving only the tatami that could not be walked. Under the tatami, it was as dark as an abyss. Zhang Chen could feel the trembling of his soul if he looked at it for a second time. Chapter 78 in the room. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I don't know what the second room is like. After coming out of the first room, Zhang Chen walked around in the U-shaped corridor and saw a door. After entering the room, if you find the right door within the specified time, you will pass the level successfully. What is this? Zhang Chen looked at the sticker on the door with an ugly face. It was just a sentence again, nothing else, and he was left to guess. Zhang Chen was in a dilemma. The rules were very clear. If he couldn't find the right door within the specified time, his fate would probably be no different from the previous room. This damned spirit arranged brainstorming games for both levels because of his strengths. Humph. Fortunately, I didn't say that I have a good brain. Zhang Chen stood for a while, then opened the door and walked in. There are 4 doors in the room, and the one you open to enter doesn't count. You need to find the right door from the 3 doors. Start the timer when you enter the room. Find the correct door and escape the room within 3 minutes. 2:59. 2:58. Zhang Chen narrowed his eyes. 1 in 3 chances, 3 minutes. Which door is it? Just by luck. If I choose the wrong door, I will die. Any hints? Zhang Chen looked at the 3 doors. They were exactly the same, without any difference. There is no hint on the door, so there should be a hint in the room. 3 minutes. Zhang Chen's eyes kept turning, not missing any details. No. They are all the same. Soon Zhang Chen gave up the possibility of finding clues in frustration. The room was very simple, with the same texture on the ordinary floor, and the walls and ceiling were all white. Staring all the time could even cause visual fatigue. After entering the city of the past, everything about Zhang Chen was blocked, even the chat channel. Otherwise, Su Yingying might have some ideas and clues at this time. 59. 58. The fatal countdown kept reminding Zhang Chen that 3 minutes would pass in a flash, so he had to make a choice quickly, but so far, Zhang Chen had no clue at all. 10. 9. Time was running out. 1/3 probability. If I'm lucky enough, I can pass. Zhang Chen pushed the door open and rushed into the room according to his intuition. Nothing happened. Success. It's done. Please choose the correct door to enter within 3 minutes. The prompt still sounded in the room. 2:59. And Zhang Chen was stunned. He just relied on luck to get by, but this time it might not work. Once he chose the wrong door, he would die. No, there's a change, that there are only 2 doors in this room, and the positions of the 2 doors are slightly different from before. The probability of life and death is 50 to 50. Zhang Chen didn't dare to continue to guess by luck. He couldn't be so lucky to guess it right in a row. Calm down, don't be anxious. Zhang Chen's eyes suddenly became blank, and he cleared all the distracting thoughts in his mind and started thinking from before entering the second door. The door that appeared in the U-shaped corridor pushed open the door on the right. Now there are only 2 doors left. If it is. No, you should start thinking from the first door, followed by the first level, and then the third door. Zhang Chen suddenly thought of something and stood up and walked towards the door on the right. Is it? 10. 9. Pulling the door handle with one hand, Zhang Chen felt that his heart was about to jump out. 3. 2. Zhang Chen pushed the door open, and the empty room indicated that he had survived another disaster. Afterwards, Zhang Chen immediately took a long sword, carved something on the floor, and exited the door he had walked through before for record. The next one should be the door in front. Sure enough, that when Zhang Chen looked at the door in the room, the door on the wall really changed. There was indeed a door quietly closed at the position he expected. Please complete it within 3 minutes. 2:59. Zhang Chen pushed the door open without thinking and walked in. Yes, it was another empty room. Then Zhang Chen pushed the door in front of him again. Next door. Left. As expected, after 3 doors in a row, Zhang Chen entered the room. If I'm not mistaken, this should be the last door. Just like the 9-square grid, the last door has been pushed. Please choose the correct door to enter within 1 minute. But the last door only left Zhang Chen 1 minute. Just when Zhang Chen was ready to push the door open with inertial thinking, he suddenly felt something wrong. No, although the process is fine, the final location of leaving the room is uncertain. It is also possible to go inside. Zhang Chen stood in the middle and was in a dilemma. He quickly started to alarm in 1 minute. It should be safe to continue to choose the inferred path. But the uncertainty factor appears at this time. Do you want to take a risk? Since you don't want me to continue with my usual thinking, then I will follow your ideas. Zhang Chen took a deep breath. He was not 100% sure about the last door. It's like the first choice, but it's half and half, life or death. Open. Zhang Chen pushed open the door, and his eyes suddenly opened up. Qi Ling's original expression of spring breeze immediately turned into a slumped face as he stood in the yard. I'm so sorry that I survived. Zhang Chen had a black line on his head, resisting the urge to kill someone. This weapon spirit deserves a beating too much. Congratulations on surviving. You seem to have a pretty good mind too. Thank you so much for Tetris and the room that moves like a snake. The person who designed it must be a human from Earth. Huh, Qi Ling said, that's true. Gone, the first level is like Tetris, and the second level is like a greedy snake squirming up and down. The human brain circuit that can design such a level is indeed a bit strange. Okay, as agreed, this is an A-level treasure chest for you. I don't know what's in it. But I hope for the worst. Zhang Chen accepted the treasure box and said, what about my reward for the second level? Reward? You missed it. If you choose another door, you'll get your reward and still see me here. As he said that, the weapon spirit pointed to the other side, where elemental stone rewards were placed in the corridor. Okay, I'll send you away. It seemed that Qi Ling didn't want to see Zhang Chen anymore, and immediately wanted to drive Zhang Chen away. Wait a minute, don't rush. Zhang Chen stopped the weapon spirit. Although he was unhappy with this thing, Zhang Chen took out the elemental stone and said, "Tell me the purpose of this thing." Elemental stone. The 9 basic elements are metal, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, thunder, darkness, and light, such as the sword you pulled out the moment you saw me. For a sword with fire attributes, you can use fire element stones to drive it. The basic element stone has many functions. Okay, you can go. Chapter 79, Asking for a Reward and Fighting Back. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the weapon spirit finished speaking, a circle of black light appeared under Zhang Chen's feet and swallowed Zhang Chen. The scenery in front of Zhang Chen changed, and then he appeared at the entrance to the city of the past. He was thrown out less than half a day after entering. The weapon spirit in the city of the past was too ruthless, and did not give him the opportunity to ask a few more questions. If I have the chance to see him again, I will definitely punish him like it punished me. Fire elemental stone, red flame blade. Zhang Chen could feel the red flame blade's desire for the fire elemental stone while holding the two. When the two sides were close together, the fire elemental stone was completely swallowed by the red flame blade. There was an extra number on the handle of the red flame blade. 10. What does 10 mean? Can I use the red lotus 10 times? Zhang Chen was not sure, and then he planned to try it, but it can't be wasted in vain, and he had to find a place with more monsters to try. Here, not bad. A group of black-backed cattle in the barren wilderness were still running desperately, as if they didn't know how to get tired. Red lotus, the flames burst and exploded, killing the cattle running in the front one by one, and then the power weakened. The number on the hilt changed from 10 to 9. The result made Zhang Chen happy. He didn't expect it to be true. He could use Red Lotus 9 times in a row without consuming his own physical energy. In the future, he will be more confident when facing stronger monsters, and the fighting time can be longer. A-level treasure chest. After the experiment, the group of mad cattle was angry, but Zhang Chen ran away. After finding a safe place, Zhang Chen took out the A-level treasure chest. Zhang Chen was still looking forward to what was in the treasure chest. Open the A-level treasure chest. Get a lower-level artifact, a mithril energy storage ring. Get a set of lower-level 5 element stones. Get 100 steels and 100 iron blocks. Zhang Chen looked at the rewards and was somewhat disappointed. The 5 element stones are fine, but what are steel and iron blocks? Such low-end things. Fortunately, there is still a lower-level artifact ring, which makes Zhang Chen feel a little balanced. The mithril energy storage ring can store the energy in the body in the ring for emergency use. The mithril ring is plain and unpretentious, just a small silver ring without any special decoration. After putting on the ring, Zhang Chen tried to inject the true energy in his body into the ring. The ring began to absorb Zhang Chen's energy continuously until Zhang Chen injected all his true energy into the mithril ring. This is great, that the ability of energy storage is not too convenient. Although physical energy will be consumed, if there is energy flowing back, you can still fight for a longer time, and it can also prolong the use of various skills. Although Zhang Chen currently only has the skills of Qigong and the red flame blade, it is still very good. When there are more skills in the future, more energy will be required, its value can be fully reflected. As for iron and steel, Zhang Chen also threw them directly into the main god space for storage. The fact that these things can be opened in the box proves that these things have their value. After all the rewards were obtained, Zhang Chen took another look at the rankings. At present, all the top 100 have been promoted to level 10, which is quite good progress. It will only take 1 or 2 days for all members to be promoted to level 10. Zhang Chen, did you forget something? Su Yingying's private message almost drowned Zhang Chen's private message pop-up window. This woman. You can put up any high-level armor you need, and I will exchange it with you. Su Yingying is a straightforward person, and she just put up a piece of wood. Then Zhang Chen exchanged it with the high-level armor exchanged by the Lord God. Wood +1. Okay, this is the first condition. There are 2 more questions you haven't answered for me. Ask them. Su Yingying said bluntly. First, where did the modern equipment on you come from? Second, what is in the city of the past that you enter after completing the puzzle? Don't try to fool me. You know my IQ. I can tell whether what you say is true or made up. Well, of course I will tell the truth. Then I will answer both questions at the same time. My answer to you is no comment. After Zhang Chen finished speaking, he blocked Su Yingying's private message, and suddenly felt that the world was much quieter. WTF. Zhang Chen, come out. Seeing that she couldn't contact Zhang Chen, Su Yingying could only yell in the chat channel. You promised to answer my 2 questions, and now you go back on your word. What kind of man are you? You liar. Big liar. Wang Yu, who was standing next to Su Yingying, persuaded Su Yingying not to provoke Zhang Chen and cause trouble for herself, but Su Yingying, who was furious, didn't listen to Wang Yu at all. Zhang Chen appeared in the chat channel and said only one sentence, which resolved all of Su Yingying's attacks. Everyone, Miss Su Yingying found the answer I needed. I am very grateful to her, and I have also rewarded her with the advanced armor I promised. I have already made the reward conditions clear in the chat channel. As for what she said, it was completely an unreasonable request made in private, so it is normal for me to refuse. So there is no such thing as me deceiving her. I hope you can understand. I don't want my innocence to be tarnished by an unreasonable woman. At the same time, I didn't make things difficult for Wang Yu because of her. If Su Yingying continues to make trouble, don't blame me for doing anything dangerous. That's basically the situation. Master Zhang Chen is right. Why do you want to raise the price? Yes. You are obviously taking advantage of the situation to raise the price after the agreed terms. If I were Master Zhang Chen, I would give you nothing. Master Zhang Chen is really a gentleman. I love you. Su Yingying, don't think you can make trouble just because you are pretty. Master Zhang Chen won't fall for that. Huh, you are frustrated. This is really good news. Su Yingying was ridiculed by everyone and didn't know what to say. Yingying, I totally admit that you have a high IQ and strong wisdom, but I think your emotional intelligence is far inferior to Zhang Chen's. Don't be serious with him. Really? Men are really not good. Su Yingying yelled at Wang Yu with an ugly face. Wang Yu smiled and shook his head. Zhang Chen had handled this matter very gently. Wang Yu was really worried that one day Zhang Chen would kill Su Yingying, and he couldn't bear it. Su Yingying provoked Zhang Chen 4 times, but Zhang Chen didn't respond. Zhang Chen, thank you, I will discipline Yingying well and won't let her cause you trouble again. Wang Yu also sent a private message to Zhang Chen immediately, hoping that Zhang Chen would not bear the villain's fault. At the same time, he also understood that Su Yingying was just like that, but in fact she was not such an unreasonable woman. TSK, a tough guy like Wang Yu would also be a dog licker. Or is it because he is too good a person? Zhang Chen looked at Wang Yu's private message with disdain.